7.1 lifestyle factors, Libby Ferguson. So the first lifestyle factor is alcohol. So the old guidelines surrounding alcohol consumption stated that males should not drink more than 21 units a week, with women only allowed to drink 14 units. They also advised that women should have between 2 and 3 units daily, whereas men should have 3 to 4 at the maximum. However, new laws put in 2016 have been put in place, which now states that males and females should only have up to 14 units a week. So that males have come down from 21 units, which they were originally allowed to drink, to 14, same as the females. Alco Pops are ready mixed drinks that resemble a soft drink, but obviously contains alcohol. So in the 1990s, these drinks were made a popular appearance, as they tasted like soft drinks, which appealed to the younger generation, so between 16 and 24, who didn't appeal to the taste of stronger alcohol, such as spirits or beer. The concern grew as much more people were drinking excessively, which led to some supermarkets, such as Iceland, having to withdraw their Alco Pops from their stores. As well, in 1996, Chancellor Kenneth Clarke increased the tax on them by 40%, so their price went up. This increase in drinking in the 1990s is still having an impact now. In 2013, admissions to hospital for alcoholic liver disease for under 30s, so that would be the generation from the Alco Pop cultures, increased by 112% over the last 10 years. As before then, people dying from a liver disease between the age of 20 and 30 never used to occur. So, reasons to drink. Obviously, this varies from person to person. So, alcohol contains anxiolytic properties. So these are basically anti-anxiety properties. So this means that alcohol inhibits anxiety or feelings of stress. So some people drink due to peer pressure, as their friends, family, anyone in their lives really pressures them into drinking. People may drink in social situations, so when they hang out with friends, for example, the common thing to do might be for them to go to the pub and get a drink, torch a game. So if all of their friends are drinking, maybe having a pint, then they could be more tempted to get one themselves. So some people also drink to gain confidence. So if they normally may be a shy person, this could happen, for example, on a first date, or if they are attending a large social event that has lots of people there that they may not know. They might have a couple of drinks just to gain that extra bit of confidence, so that they can interact. But obviously, however, there is obviously a flip side to this. So if you drink too much, then they may start behaving inappropriately, as they'll begin to lose control of their decisions as they drink more and more and more. Another reason to drink could be mental health. So obviously, as it has anti-anxiety properties within it, some people may decide that they want to drink to feel less stressed, and to, take a short pause on their anxiety in a way, if only for a couple of hours. So now the negative sides of alcohol. Obviously it brings out confidence in people, but obviously there is that flip side to it. So the NHS states that there is no safe level of drinking. However, there is a low risk drinking. So this consists of drinking less than 14 units a week, so under the guideline. However, there are also serious illnesses that can develop from drinking over 14 units a week. for a period of over 10 years. So these illnesses include cancer in the throat, cancer in the mouth and breast, strokes, heart disease, liver disease, brain damage, as well as damage to the nervous system. So obviously these are some quite serious illnesses that can occur from it. So as well as drinking over 14 units a week, there is this thing called binge drinking. So binge drinking is excessive drinking or heavy drinking. So binge drinking is when you drink lots of units in a short space of time, or you're drinking to get drunk. So in the UK, binge drinking consists of males drinking more than 8 units in a single session, and 6 in a single session for females. This can lead to alcohol poisoning, which will then impair the brain's control over the vital functions such as breathing, heart rate, body temperature, which will then result in death. So the short-term effects of binge drinking are poor balance, nausea, dehydration, vomiting, a hangover the next day, shakiness, loss of consciousness, poor decision making, and memory loss. Now, with a couple of those, such as poor decision making, loss of consciousness, memory loss, that can be quite serious if they are outside, maybe walking home from a social that they've just been out drinking. Poor decision making, it can lead to serious injuries. They may not be thinking straight when crossing a road, for example. So there are obviously long-term effects of this as well. So long-term effects include brain damage, liver damage, and cardiovascular damage. There are effects to the cardiovascular system. So obviously, brain damage, that's really serious, as your brain controls everything you do. It's a very, very vital organ to have. Your liver damage as well, very important. You've only got one. It controls, lots of things. It helps with controlling blood glucose levels, as well as excreting, fluids. And obviously, your cardiovascular system, heart rate, etc. Very, very important. Important. So, an alcohol use disorder, so alcoholism. So this is addiction to the consumption of an alcoholic drink, and people that suffer from this don't have control of the use of their use of alcohol. So the physical effects that this can have on somebody would be heart problems, liver disease, pancreatic problems, such as pancreatitis, certain cancers, so liver, esophageal, neck, head, as well as a weakened immune system. Psychological effects include cognitive problems, so they'll have memory loss, blackouts, mood disorders, so they could become quite depressive or bipolar, as well as anxiety disorders, so maybe a social phobia, or they might have a panic phobia. But with alcoholism, there are also social effects, so they may be failing to meet certain obligations that they have, such as work. So this can then lead to unemployment if it continues, for a certain amount of time. Homelessness, it can lead to, obviously, if they're unemployed, can't find another job due to their alcoholism, then they could end up on the streets. They could give up on all their old hobbies. So, for example, say they used to participate in sport, they may stop that, as well as they're going to have financial problems. So just to put in perspective, alcohol and the effects it does have. So in 2018, there were 7,551 recorded deaths, and these are all related to alcohol consumption. And this was the second highest set of data since the data had started being collected in 2001. So the highest being was in 2017 with 7,697 deaths in that year. So obviously alcohol does have this major effect on people's lives, as it's can become addicting, and it obviously has some very severe risks that come with it.